Welcome to our deep dive into the hidden mechanics of human collaboration. Today we are exploring a deceptively simple but powerful question. Why do groups behave the way they do? Not why do individuals behave the way they do? Not why does one employee resist change, or one manager avoid conflict, or one team member dominate a meeting? The deeper question is, what happens when human beings gather together and become a group?
Because the moment people become a group, something changes. A team is not just a collection of individuals sitting around a table. A team develops a mood, a memory, a fear system, a way of avoiding pain, and sometimes even a kind of shared irrationality.
Exactly. We have all experienced this. A group of intelligent, capable people gets together to solve a problem, and suddenly the conversation becomes circular. Nobody says the obvious thing. The group avoids the real topic. People agree in the room and resist outside the room. Or everyone looks to one person to rescue them.
Or the group starts fighting about something minor because it is safer than facing the actual issue.
Today's session is based on the Murray Group Dynamics Ideas, which presents Pat Murray's synthesis of the work of Wilfred Bion and Kurt Lewin. These are two foundational thinkers in the field of group psychology and organizational behavior.
The big idea is that teams have an inside story. There is the visible agenda, the project plan, the decision, the budget, the strategy, the deliverable. But beneath that is the psychological agenda. Who belongs? Who is safe? Who is risking what? Who has power? What are we afraid to say? What would happen if we were honest?
And Bion's contribution is especially useful because he does not let us pretend that groups are always rational. He says groups can work, but groups can also unconsciously move away from work. When anxiety gets too high, a group may retreat into what the handout calls BAMS, or basic assumption mental states.
That means a group can look like it is meeting, talking, planning, or deciding, while psychologically, it is actually avoiding the real task.
So today we are going concept by concept. First, we will explore Bion's first theory, the concept of the herd. Then we will look at what that means for leaders. Then we will define the three core issues that every group must face: purpose, investment, and performance. After that, we will examine how to confront issues in the group without shaming or attacking people.
Then, we will move into Bion's second theory, work versus non-work. We will unpack the three major BAMS patterns: dependence, pairing, and fight/flight. Then, we will talk about panic, valence, and how to get a group back to work.
Finally, we will close with the characteristics of a true work group: rules for proceeding, common purpose, common members, freedom from destructive subgroups, value for each member, and the ability to face discontent.
In other words, this is not just a theory session. It is a leadership session.
Because if you can understand what a group is doing beneath the surface, you can lead more calmly, name problems more accurately, and help the team return to real work. Before we jump into the concepts, it is worth noticing how the ideas frame themselves. They begin by situating us in a tradition of thinkers who studied groups scientifically and psychologically.
That matters because these thinkers are not just talking about meetings. They are talking about forces.
Right. Lewin is often associated with the idea that behavior is shaped by the person and the environment, or the field around the person. Harvey is known for exploring how groups can collectively agree to actions that nobody truly wants, because people mismanage agreement, anxiety, and perceived risk.
So the combined perspective is this: group behavior is not random. Even when a team seems irrational, there may be a pattern underneath it.
And that is the key leadership move. Instead of asking, what is wrong with these people? The better question is, what is happening in this group system?
That shift is huge. It moves us from blame to diagnosis.
Yes. The ideas invite us to see groups as living systems. They have emotional weather. They have invisible rules. They have patterns that repeat, and those patterns are not random. They are responses to unresolved issues.
So leadership is not just about assigning tasks. It is about helping the group stay psychologically available for the task.
The first theory in the ideas is the concept of the herd. Bion begins with a stark premise. All people are group animals.
That is a strong claim, because modern organizations often speak the language of individual achievement, individual goals, individual performance, individual accountability, individual talent.
And those things matter. But Bion's point is that individual life is always embedded in group life. The handout goes even further. Individual action is a myth. There is only group action.
That sounds extreme at first, but in organizational life, it becomes easier to understand. A person may make a decision, but that decision is shaped by the team's norms, the leader's expectations, the reward system, the culture, the history, the politics, and the fear of exclusion.
Exactly. Even silence is group-shaped. If someone chooses not to speak up, that may look like an individual choice, but it may actually reflect a group rule. Around here, we do not challenge the boss. Or, around here, we punish bad news. Or, around here, we pretend everything is fine.
So Bion is not saying individuals do not exist. He is saying the group field is always operating.
The next point is that groups are a mental configuration. That phrase is important. A group is not only a structure on an org chart. It is not only a list of names. It is a mental and emotional arrangement.
Meaning, the group exists in people's minds.
Yes. Think about a leadership team. Even when the members are not physically together, the team still exists psychologically. People anticipate how others will react. They know who will support an idea, who will resist it, who has informal authority, who feels excluded, and what subjects are dangerous.
So the group lives inside each member.
And that leads to the fourth point. Connection to groups is a requirement for human survival.
This is where the word herd becomes practical. If humans are group-dependent, then separation is not neutral. Exclusion, isolation, and disconnection feel threatening.
Yes, and that helps explain why group dynamics can become so intense. In a meeting, people may not only be defending an idea, they may be defending belonging, they may be defending identity, they may be defending their place in the herd.
That reframes conflict. A disagreement about strategy may also be a disagreement about safety.
Exactly. And a disagreement about accountability may also be a fear of humiliation. A conversation about performance may also be a fear of rejection. A conversation about roles may also be a fear of losing status or meaning.
So when leaders treat groups as if they are merely rational task machines, they miss what is actually happening.
That is the first deep lesson. Human beings do not enter groups as pure thinkers. They enter groups as social animals with needs for belonging, safety, recognition, and shared meaning.
And when those needs are threatened, the group may stop working, even if everyone still looks busy.
The ideas then ask, if we accept the herd concept, what does that mean practically for groups and their leaders?
That is a different view of leadership than being the smartest person in the room or driving the agenda harder.
Very different. It says the leader's job is not only to produce clarity about tasks. The leader's job is to maintain enough connection that the group can face reality together.
So connection is not soft. Connection is functional.
Exactly. Connection is what allows the group to tolerate hard truth. If people feel disconnected, they protect themselves, they withhold, they form side conversations, they attack, they withdraw, they wait for someone else to act.
And separation can show up in subtle ways.
Yes. Separation does not always mean someone leaves the team. It can look like silence. It can look like sarcasm. It can look like I'll just do my part. It can look like departments blaming each other. It can look like private hallway conversations after the real meeting.
or people nodding publicly and disagreeing privately.
Right. So to maximize connection, the leader must help the group surface, define, and deal with its real issues.
That phrase, real issues, is central, because groups often talk about presenting issues while avoiding real issues.
A presenting issue might be, we need a better project timeline. The real issue might be, we do not trust each other to tell the truth about capacity. A presenting issue might be, the sales team and operations team need better communication. The real issue might be, each side believes the other side does not respect its constraints.
A presenting issue might be, we need to improve meeting efficiency. The real issue might be, nobody is willing to say that the decision rights are unclear.
Exactly. A group becomes stronger when it can move from the surface topic to the real issue. That is how connection is built. Not through forced positivity, but through shared truth. The ideas identify 3 core issues for every group or team: purpose, investment, and performance.
And each one has a deeper meaning attached to it. Purpose is about shared fate. Investment is about risk. Performance is about accountability.
Purpose asks, why are we here? What are we actually trying to accomplish? What future are we tied to together?
That phrase, shared fate, is powerful. A group does not become a true team just because people attend the same meeting. They become a team when they understand that their outcomes are linked.
Yes. Without shared fate, people optimize locally. They protect their own department, their own role, their own comfort, their own metrics. But when purpose is clear, the group can ask, what does the mission require from us collectively?
So unclear purpose creates anxiety.
It does. If people do not know what the group exists to do, they start filling in the blanks. Some assume the purpose is political. Some assume the purpose is symbolic. Some assume the meeting is a waste of time. Some assume the leader already has the answer and is pretending to invite input.
And all of that weakens connection.
The second core issue is investment, which the ideas connect to risk. This asks, what are we willing to put on the line? What are we willing to give up or change in order to achieve our purpose?
That is often the hidden issue in change efforts. Everyone says they support the change until they realize what it will cost.
Exactly. A group may agree to a bold strategy but avoid the investment conversation. Who has to give something up? Who has to learn a new skill? Who has to lose control? Who has to admit that the old way no longer works?
Investment is where commitment becomes real.
Yes. Without investment, purpose remains inspirational but not operational. The third core issue is performance, which the handout connects to accountability. This asks, what results are we responsible for, and how will we know whether we are succeeding?
This is where many groups become uncomfortable, because performance exposes the gap between intention and reality.
Right? Performance requires the group to look at evidence. Are we doing what we said we would do? Are we meeting the standard? Are we avoiding feedback? Are we protecting someone from accountability because we are afraid of conflict?
So purpose, investment, and performance form a kind of leadership triangle.
They do. Purpose gives direction. Investment names the risk. Performance creates accountability. And if any one of those is missing, the group becomes vulnerable to avoidance.
For example, a group with purpose but no investment becomes aspirational. It talks beautifully but does not sacrifice. A group with investment but no purpose becomes exhausted. People work hard but do not know why. A group with purpose and investment but no performance becomes sentimental. It values effort but avoids results.
So the leader has to keep asking, do we know our shared fate? Do we know what we are risking? Do we know what accountability looks like? The next major principle in the ideas is one of the most important. Whatever affects the group must be dealt with in the group.
That sounds simple, but it challenges a lot of leadership habits.
It does. Leaders often try to solve group problems privately. They have one-on-one conversations, they send clarifying emails, they talk to the person they think is the problem. They manage around the issue.
And sometimes one-on-ones are useful. But if the issue belongs to the group, private management can actually preserve the dysfunction.
Exactly. If the whole team is confused about decision rights, that needs to be addressed with the whole team. If the whole group is avoiding accountability, the group has to discuss accountability. If there is a pattern of silence, the silence belongs to the group.
This is where leadership requires courage, because dealing with the issue in the group means the group has to experience itself honestly.
Yes. And the goal is not public embarrassment. The goal is strengthening the group. The ideas say the leader must name the issue in a way that invites the group to work on it together.
So the leader is not exposing the issue to punish people. The leader is naming the issue so the group can become more capable.
That distinction matters. A leader might say, "I notice we are not discussing the resource constraint directly. I think it is affecting all of us, and I would like us to put it on the table." That is different from saying, "You people never tell the truth."
One invites the group back to work. The other creates defensiveness.
The ideas say that to confront any group issue effectively, communication must be straight and sensitive at the same time.
That phrase is worth slowing down on. Many leaders are straight, but not sensitive, or sensitive, but not straight.
Yes. Straight but not sensitive sounds like bluntness without care. It may be accurate, but it creates threat. Sensitive but not straight sounds kind, but it avoids the truth. The group may feel comfortable, but it does not improve.
So the work is to hold both clarity and care.
The ideas give a recommended process. The first step is no surprises. That means do not ambush the group. If you're going to name a difficult issue, signal it in advance. Let people know the conversation is coming.
No surprises does not mean no hard conversations. It means no unnecessary shock.
The second step is revisit the deal, which the ideas connect to clarifying expectations. Every group operates on a set of agreements, some explicit and many implicit. Revisiting the deal means surfacing those agreements and checking whether they still hold.
When groups are struggling, they often need to revisit the deal because assumptions have drifted.
The third step is speak for yourself. The ideas give simple language. I think, I feel, I want. This is not just a communication technique. It is a way of taking ownership of your perspective without pretending it is universal truth.
Speaking for yourself creates accountability. It is direct, but it does not pretend to speak for the whole room.
The fourth step is educate yourself. The ideas capture this as ask much more than tell, and it adds a phrase that is worth remembering. Be slow to understand.
That is a beautiful phrase. Be slow to understand.
It is. Leaders often rush to interpretation. They see resistance and assume laziness. They see silence and assume agreement. They see conflict and assume personality problems. Being slow to understand means staying curious longer. Ask, what am I missing? How are you seeing this? What feels risky about this?
This also connects to another line in the ideas. The problem you name is the problem you solve.
That line is crucial. If you name the wrong problem, you solve the wrong problem. If you say the problem is people are disengaged, you might design engagement activities. But if the real problem is that people do not believe leadership will act on feedback, then engagement activities will not solve it.
If you say the problem is communication, but the real issue is decision authority, more communication will just produce more frustration.
Exactly. So the fifth step is clearly define the real issue and resolve it. The leader has to help the group move from symptoms to cause. That is straight and sensitive. Straight because it names the issue, sensitive because it checks understanding and invites the group to think with the leader. Now we move to the second major theory in the ideas, group dynamics as the difference between work and non-work.
This is where beyond becomes especially practical.
The ideas define work as the group pursuing a task. Work is rational, scientific, cooperative, conscious, and reality-based. A work group can tolerate frustration, sit with ambiguity, and keep moving toward its goal. Non-work, by contrast, is when the group is no longer really working on the task. Instead, it is operating from unconscious emotional assumptions. Bion called these basic assumption states, or BAMS.
So work does not mean there is no emotion. It means emotion does not take over the task.
Exactly. A working group can feel tension and still think. It can disagree and still stay connected. It can face bad news and still act. Non-work is the opposite. The handout calls non-work a basic assumption mental state, or BAMS. It describes this state as irrational, unscientific, collusive, uncontrolled, and unconscious.
That word collusive is important. It suggests the group participates together in avoiding reality.
Yes, it does not mean people are consciously plotting. It means the group unconsciously cooperates in not dealing with the real issue. The handout says a group unconsciously moves from work to BAMS to avoid a real issue. When a group becomes irrational, passive, combative, overly hopeful, or dependent, ask, what real issue is being avoided?
That may be the central diagnostic sentence of the whole ideas.
The first BAMS pattern is dependence, and the handout connects it with safety and security. It also names the Messiah syndrome. This is when the group looks for someone to save it.
It can sound like, just tell us what to do.
Exactly. Or, leadership needs to fix this. Or, once the new VP arrives, everything will be better. Or, the consultant will solve it. The group gives away its own agency, and that can feel comfortable because dependence reduces responsibility.
What should a leader do when the group is in dependence?
The leader should resist becoming the Messiah. A better response is, I can help structure the conversation, but the answer has to come from this group. What do we see? What choices do we have? What are we willing to own? The leader gives support without stealing responsibility.
The second BAMS pattern is pairing, which the handout connects to rebirth or regeneration. The group invests hope in a pair, a person, or a future idea that will supposedly regenerate the group.
Pairing often sounds hopeful, but the hope can become avoidance. The group says, once those two leaders align, everything will change. Or, once we launch the new platform, everything will be fixed. The group shifts energy away from present work and into imagined future rescue.
So, how does a leader respond?
By respecting the hope, but bringing the group back to present tense accountability. The leader might say, the new system may help, but what do we need to address now before the system arrives? The leader does not crush hope. The leader grounds hope.
The third BAMS pattern is fight/flight, and the handout connects it to survival. In fight mode, the group organizes around an enemy. The enemy might be another department, senior leadership, a vendor, or even one member of the team.
The group feels connected because it has a common enemy. Fighting can create a false sense of unity. We are the good ones. They are the problem. But while the group is fighting, it may not be working. Flight means the group escapes the issue. It changes the subject. It delays the decision. It requests more data. It reschedules the conversation.
So fight and flight are both survival strategies. Fight says, let's attack the threat. Flight says, let's get away from the threat. But both can avoid the real issue.
The leader's role is to identify the pattern without escalating it. I notice we are spending a lot of energy blaming finance. That may be understandable, but it is not helping us decide what we will do. What is the decision we are avoiding? That brings the group back from survival to work. The ideas include a crucial warning. When a group is in BAMS and someone attempts to get them back to work, the group will experience panic.
That is such an important leadership insight. It means resistance does not necessarily mean you are doing the wrong thing.
Exactly. When the group has organized itself around avoiding a real issue, naming that issue threatens the avoidance system. The group may react with anxiety, irritation, confusion, defensiveness, or silence. The handout says all that is needed to cope with the panic is to outlast it.
That does not mean overpower the group. It means remain steady. Do not flee from the panic. Do not attack the panic. Do not immediately rescue the group from discomfort.
So the leader holds the frame. The leader might say, "I can feel that this is uncomfortable. I do not think we need to solve it instantly, but I do think we need to stay with it."
This is where leadership is emotional endurance.
Exactly. Many leaders fail not because they cannot diagnose the real issue, but because they cannot tolerate the group's reaction when the issue is named.
The ideas then introduce valence, defined as a natural tendency that appears when a person becomes part of a group under stress.
Yes. Under stress, one person may tend toward fight, another may tend toward flight, another may become dependent, another may move into pairing, another may remain more oriented toward work.
And a group can pull a leader into the group's BAMS.
Exactly. A dependent group may tempt the leader to become the messiah. A fighting group may tempt the leader to join the attack. A fleeing group may tempt the leader to collude and delay. A pairing group may tempt the leader to sell hope instead of facing reality. So self-awareness is not optional.
A leader has to ask, under stress, where do I go? Do I fight? Do I flee? Do I rescue? Do I fantasize about the future? Do I stay with the work?
The ideas give a simple 4-part method for getting out of BAMS and back to work. First, call it. Name what you see happening in the group without blame.
Second, ask, what are we afraid of talking about? That question is powerful because BAMS exists to avoid something. The group may be afraid of conflict, failure, loss, accountability, disappointment, or change.
Third, identify the real issue being avoided. The real issue might be purpose. We are not aligned on why this team exists. It might be investment. We do not want to admit what this will cost. It might be performance. We are avoiding a direct conversation about results.
Fourth, deal with the real issue directly. This is the return to work.
Exactly. So the movement is, notice the avoidance, name the fear, identify the real issue, and work the issue. That is the core practice of Bion-informed group leadership. The final page of the ideas lists the characteristics of a work group. This is important because a work group is not just a group that is doing tasks. It is a group that has developed the capacity to stay and work even under pressure.
Rules create safety and clarity. They answer questions like, how do we speak? How do we decide? How do we disagree? How do we handle conflict? How do we follow through?
Without rules for proceeding, the group becomes vulnerable to personality, status, and impulse. The loudest person may dominate. The most conflict-avoidant person may set the emotional ceiling. The leader's mood may become the process.
The second characteristic, a work group will have common purpose. This connects back to shared fate. A work group knows why it exists. It can explain its mission in a way that guides choices.
The third characteristic, a work group will have common members. This suggests continuity. A group needs enough stable membership to build trust, memory, norms, and accountability. If membership is constantly shifting, the group may never become a true group.
The fourth characteristic, a work group will have freedom from subgroups. This does not mean people cannot have different roles or relationships. It means the group is not controlled by factions, cliques, or coalitions that undermine the whole.
Subgroups can become a form of separation. They allow people to process the real issue outside the group instead of inside the group. The hallway meeting becomes more honest than the actual meeting. That weakens the work group.
The fifth characteristic, a work group will have a high sense of value for each member. A true work group does not treat people as interchangeable objects. It recognizes that each member has value, perspective, and contribution.
When members feel valued, they are more likely to speak honestly, take risks, and stay engaged. When members feel disposable, they protect themselves. And the sixth characteristic, a work group will be able to face and cope with its discontent.
This may be the deepest marker of maturity. A work group is not a group without discontent. It is a group that can face discontent without falling apart.
Immature groups require artificial harmony. Mature groups can tolerate truth. They can say, we are frustrated, we are disappointed, we are not aligned, we are underperforming, and still remain connected enough to work.
So the goal is not comfort. The goal is capacity.
Exactly. A strong group is not one that avoids discontent. A strong group metabolizes discontent into learning, decisions, and action. Let us close with a brief summary of what we have covered today. We started with Bayon's first theory, the herd concept. Humans are social animals. Groups are mental configurations. Connection is a survival requirement. Separation is a threat.
From there, we explored the leader's primary role: maximize connection, minimize separation, and help the group surface and deal with its real issues.
We looked at the three core issues every group must navigate: purpose, which is about shared fate; investment, which is about risk; and performance, which is about accountability.
We explored the principle that whatever affects the group must be dealt with within the group, and the communication approach of being straight and sensitive. No surprises, revisit the deal, speak for yourself, be slow to understand, and name the real problem.
Then we moved into Bayon's second theory, work versus non-work. Work is rational, cooperative, conscious, and task-focused. BAMS is irrational, collusive, and unconscious. Groups move from work to BAMS to avoid a real issue.
The three BAMS patterns are dependence, which seeks a messiah; pairing, which invests in future hope; and fight/flight, which organizes around an enemy or escapes the issue entirely.
When a leader redirects a BAMS group toward work, expect panic. The leader's task is to outlast it, and every leader has a valence, a default BAMS direction under stress. Know yours.
To get back to work, call it, ask what we are afraid of, identify the real issue, and deal with it directly.
And a true work group has rules for proceeding: common purpose, common members, freedom from destructive subgroups, a high sense of value for each member, and the ability to face its discontent.
That is the portrait of a healthy group. Not a perfect group, not a comfortable group, a group that can work.
The Murray Group Dynamics ideas give us a lens, not a formula, a lens. You look through it, and suddenly you can see things that were always there but invisible.
You start to ask different questions, not what is wrong with these people, but what is happening in this system. Not how do I fix this, but what real issue are we avoiding?
And that shift, from blame to diagnosis, from managing symptoms to naming causes, from reacting to leading, is what Bayon-informed leadership looks like in practice.
Thank you for being with us today. We hope this conversation gives you something useful to bring into your next meeting, your next difficult conversation, and your next leadership challenge.
Groups are not problems to be solved. They are systems to be understood. And when you understand them, you can lead them with far more clarity, patience, and skill. Take care.